What's up, everybody? My name is Viera-ramos, and in this video, we are talking about the 7 deadly sins as Netflix reality show stars. But I know I'm late to the 7 deadly sins trend, but I just want to try a video for myself. Well, with a little disclaimer though. This disclaimer is, this video is not to attack or harass anyone. This is just, I just made this video because I want to. And because I want to try the later trend of the 7 deadly sins trend. I want to try for the first time. Boy. So, on to starting with the very first sin. So, the sin of lust is a very strong desire towards, well, you're very lustful. Everybody knows what lustful is. A common trope with the 7 deadly sins video is that the majority of those videos tend to be male people who represent the sin of lust. Rarely they're females, because females can be girls can be lustful too. So the reason why I put this candidate for lust is the one reason. The reason why Francesca is the candidate for lust is because she is one of the most rule-breaking contestants, often prioritizing physical attraction over emotional connections. She and Harry Jowsey frequently defied Lana's rules, making her a clear representation of lust. Well, I can see that, why she's the representation of lust. Well, she kinda got her repercussions, both in that show and The Perfect Match. Don't bother it. She redeemed herself in the future, although she did create conflicts. She isn't really a bad person, she's just misunderstood. The sin of greed is intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth, power, food. It means you have a desire. You desire something, but you want it. That is how greed would work. Yeah, it's an insatiable desire for material gain. Joy Schweitzer. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but she's pretty much the candidate for greed because her infamous $25,000 gamble in an effort to gain an exemption showed pure greed. She was willing to sacrifice money from the pod just to secure her own position in the game. Well, I'm not sure, but if you watch the Netflix show The Mole, she does a lot of those things. But don't worry, all that stuff had already passed. It's in the past. She moved on probably. But pardon me that I didn't show a lot of her scenes. I tried to find them, but failed. One common misconception with gluttony is a obsession with food, but that's not always the case. Gluttony is an excessive indulgence, which, with gluttony, you can indulge in pretty much anything. Clout, chaos, and everything else. So, moving on. The reason why Papa Nick is the candidate for gluttony is because he constantly juggled multiple alliances and relationships, trying to keep all his options open. His hunger for social dominance
fits gluttony, not in terms of food, but in overindulgence in connections. But don't even sweat it. He's not really a bad person. He's just misunderstood. But don't worry, he's a good person at heart. Let's not try to judge the guy.
The sin of sloth is the reluctance to work or make an effort, other known as laziness. Now don't even bother it. We're all lazy. We're all lazy sometimes, but we gotta do the work. Work, 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 work. Munch. So, sometimes, or the sin of sloth is also means a spiritual apathy and indolence, a failure to care for oneself or others, and a disinclination towards spiritual and physical work, rather than mere laziness. I'm lazy, but I at least take care of myself. I didn't want to show any of the scenes relating to him, because I couldn't find one, and because I didn't want to. But Cole Barnett is the candidate for sloth is because he often avoided deep emotional conversations and personal growth, especially in his relationship with Zainab. Instead of reflecting on his actions, he dismissed issues and didn't put in the effort needed for emotional maturity. And, well, the guy, he's not a bad person. He's basically a victim of someone else that I didn't want to mention, but already kind of mentioned. And besides, the guy's been in emotional stress for like years, perhaps. Yeah. But the guy matured now. He's now somewhere else in California fields. There it is. He's exploring it. But he's not really that lazy. Ah, yes. You think I would just count contestants, right? Oh, no, it's also going to be hosts rarely. Some hosts will be on the list, a few will not. So, the sin of wrath. It means extreme anger. And it means you're angry a lot. Yeah, I know, we all get angry a lot, but, well, at least it ain't angry like... Melinda Barry, although not a contestant, and also that she's from Too Hot to Handle, and that she's a host in Dated and Related, she did brought the fire and drama to the show. She called out contestants for their behavior, which that's normal, and wasn't afraid to stir the pot. Also normal, representing wrath in a fun but fierce way. And let's not forget the drama that happened in season 2 of The Perfect Match. Her and, I don't want to mention, 2 more people. Although, I was kind of wrong that I thought she was the liar, but in reality I realized it was someone else. Sorry, Melinda. I'm sorry. Feeling discontented? Feeling like you want to be someone else? Then the deadly sin of envy is a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, and luck. That's how the sin of envy, and to desire, and to be someone else. It's to feel resentful and happiness. because someone else possesses or has achieved what one wishes oneself to possess or won or to have achieved. So that's why. I know we have our envious tendencies, but sometimes we can't just start escalating those type of things.
Candidate for envy is Eva Desjardins. The reason why she is the candidate for envy is because her awareness to others' advantages and her desire to attain similar positions in the villa reflect envy. Her competitive spirit was driven by comparisons to her peers. But just because she has her lustful tendencies doesn't mean she's a bad person. In her heart, she's a good, kind person. Besides, not all these people who represent these 7 deadly sins are bad people, though.
Pride. A feeling of deep pleasure of satisfaction derived from one's own achievement. The achievements of those with whom one is closely associated with, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. It means you practically have a bigger ego and is kind of the opposite of envy. And is perhaps the deadliest of the 7 sins. Now, on to...
Yes, Roxanne Kaiser, originally the candidate for greed, but I gave it to someone else. Now she's the candidate for pride. And yes, she originally fit greed, but Roxanne's unwavering confidence in her independence and superiority also makes her a strong match for pride. She frequently belittled Antonio and refused to see his worth, prioritizing her ego over her emotional connection. But don't even bother it. She redeemed herself, and she actually let bygones be bygones with Antonio, and thus she had a happily ever after. And the fact that she lied about her age. Let's see. Like, she's not 31, she's 40! I don't know when was that. Let's see.
This has been the 7 Deadly Sins as the Netflix reality show stars. But, let this be known, I am not attacking anyone. I'm just doing this video because I had it as an idea. But this raises the question, will I do it again? Maybe, but if I were to do a part 2, it would have been the 7 Deadly Sins as the TF2 mercenaries. So, remember to like, comment, and subscribe.